One of the first confusing things newcomers discover about Switzerland is that nobody seems to agree on when the country is actually on holiday. You move to one canton, and suddenly everything is closed on a Thursday you've never heard of. Meanwhile, another canton is completely normal. Some Swiss cantons celebrate Catholic holidays, others don't. Some towns practically shut down for local festivals. Others throw giant celebrations involving masks, cowbells, wrestling, wine, or parades that seem to blur the line between folklore and organized chaos. And somehow, all of this exists inside one tiny country. Today, we're exploring the wonderfully complicated world of Swiss holidays and festivals. Why holidays differ by canton, the religious history behind them. Why Switzerland has no single national calendar. And some of the country's most famous regional festivals, from Basler Fasnacht to the Fête de Vignerons. Because in Switzerland, tradition isn't centralized, it's local. And sometimes extremely loud. Most countries have a single national holiday calendar. Switzerland does not. Instead, official public holidays are largely decided at the cantonal level. That means each canton determines many of its own holidays independently. The result? A patchwork calendar. In some cantons, shops close, offices shut down. Schools stop. While just a few kilometers away, life continues normally. For newcomers, this can feel bizarre, especially because Switzerland appears so organized in every other area of life. But this system reflects something deeply Swiss: decentralization. Switzerland gives enormous autonomy to its cantons, and that includes holidays. It was divided not just politically, but religiously. Some regions became strongly Protestant after the Reformation, others remained deeply Catholic, and those differences still shape holiday calendars today. Catholic cantons traditionally observe more religious feast days, including Corpus Christi, Assumption Day, All Saints' Day. Meanwhile, many Protestant cantons removed or reduced religious holidays after the Reformation. This is why two neighboring cantons can have entirely different schedules. Religion became geography, and geography became administration. Very Swiss. Switzerland actually has only one federal public holiday officially recognized nationwide: Swiss National Day. August 1st. This commemorates the traditional founding of the Swiss Confederation in 1291. And unlike many national celebrations elsewhere, Swiss National Day feels surprisingly local and understated. Expect bonfires, fireworks, speeches, lantern parades, families grilling outside. It's patriotic, but in a quiet Swiss way, which somehow feels entirely appropriate. Beyond official cantonal holidays, Switzerland also has countless local observances: village festivals, town celebrations, regional saints' days, and these events often matter more locally than national holidays. Some are centuries old. Others evolve from agricultural traditions, harvest celebrations, or medieval fairs. And because Switzerland historically developed through isolated valleys and independent towns, local identity remained incredibly strong. In many places, traditions survived precisely because communities were isolated for so long. Which is why Swiss festivals often feel astonishingly authentic, not recreated for tourists, but genuinely lived. If there is one festival that perfectly captures Swiss eccentricity, it may be Basler Fasnacht. Held in Basel, this is Switzerland's largest carnival. And unlike most carnivals around the world, it begins at exactly 4,000 a.m., in complete darkness. Thousands gather while the city lights are switched off. Then suddenly, lanterns appear. Drums begin. Piccolos echo through the streets. And the old town transforms into something surreal. Masks, satire, music, political humor, confetti. It's part medieval tradition, part organized chaos. UNESCO even recognized it as cultural heritage. And importantly, Baslers take Fasnacht extremely seriously. Very seriously. Swiss seriousness applied to Carnival is a fascinating thing to witness. Now we move to something even more unusual: the Fête de Vignerons in Vevey. This festival is so elaborate, it only happens roughly once every generation. Traditionally organized by wine growers in the Vevey region, the festival celebrates vineyard culture and winemaking traditions. But calling it a festival almost undersells it. It's more like a historical pageant, a massive theatrical production, a cultural celebration of an entire region. Entire arenas are built specifically for it. Thousands participate, and because it happens so rarely, many Swiss people experience it only once in their lives, which gives it an almost mythical reputation. Then there's Rabadan Carnival in Bellinzona, in the Italian-speaking canton of Ticino. And here, Switzerland suddenly feels much less Northern European. Rabadan is lively, loud, colorful, and unmistakably influenced by Italian carnival traditions. There are masks, costumes, music street, food, late-night celebrations. It's one of the clearest reminders that Switzerland is culturally multiple countries at once, and nowhere is that more obvious than during festivals. Now we enter peak Switzerland. Schwingen. Traditional Swiss wrestling. Imagine giant men wearing short wrestling trousers competing in sawdust rings while surrounded by alphorns, flags, cheese, and cowbells. That's Schwingen. The largest events are called Schwingfests, and they attract enormous crowds. To outsiders, it can seem almost comically stereotypical, but these festivals are deeply tied to Swiss rural identity and alpine traditions. And surprisingly, they're becoming more popular, not less, especially among younger Swiss interested in preserving national traditions. If Schwingen alone wasn't Swiss enough, there's Unspunnenfest. Held near Interlaken, this festival combines wrestling, yodeling, alphorns, traditional costumes, stone-throwing competitions. Yes, stone-throwing. A giant stone, specifically. Unspunnenfest was originally created in the early 19th century to promote unity between urban and rural Swiss populations, which may sound serious, but today it mostly looks like Switzerland concentrated into a single festival. And then we have Albanifest in Winterthur, one of Switzerland's largest city festivals. Unlike some deeply traditional events, Albanifest feels modern, urban, and energetic. There's live music, food stalls, carnival rides, street performances. Huge crowds, it transforms Winterthur into one giant celebration. And for many expats living in the Zurich region, Albanifest becomes one of the first truly Swiss public festivals they experience. Because unlike some smaller local traditions, this one is extremely accessible. Swiss festivals aren't just entertainment. They preserve identity. Remember, Switzerland has 4 national languages, strong regional identities, deep local traditions. Festivals help maintain those connections. And because Switzerland decentralized politically for centuries, local traditions survive far more strongly than in many centralized countries. So when you attend a Swiss festival, you're not just watching folklore. You're watching communities preserve themselves. Switzerland may look small on a map, but culturally it contains many Switzerlands, different religions, different languages, different traditions, different holidays, and somehow all of them coexist inside one federal system. That's why Switzerland can feel both incredibly united and deeply local at the same time. So if you ever find yourself wondering why your canton suddenly closed for a holiday nobody warned you about, or why an entire city is marching through the streets at 4 in the morning wearing masks and playing drums, just remember, in Switzerland, tradition is not a side note, it's part of daily life.